Good evening. A deadly struggle between police in Louisiana and the man they were trying to arrest, captured on video and shared around the world today, is provoking questions and outrage.
Hundreds of protesters in downtown Tulsa, Oklahoma yesterday calling for the arrest of Officer Betty Shelby. She is the police officer who fatally shot 40-year-old Terrence Crutcher, an unarmed African-American man and father of 4.
These protests that happened overnight in Chicago, as you can see here, they happened outside the police headquarters. People are really angry in the city over some newly released body cam videos that show officers firing at a car driven by a young, unarmed black teenager. His name is Paul O'Neill.
In the past 4 years, there has been a dramatic increase of African Americans killed by police officers. This rise in numbers has sparked protests across the country in hopes of justice for the families of those victims.
Yeah, I 100% think this is a very serious problem that needs to be addressed. I think it's terrible, and I don't understand why people who are sworn to protect are here and they're shooting our people for doing nothing.
It's a serious thing. Men and women shouldn't be killed. There's many people who have been killed today and even in the past few years who haven't got any justice. I mean, Trayvon Martin, he got no justice. Freddie Gray, he got no justice, you know? Nobody, these people are letting these cops walk. And I'm not saying that every cop is a dirty cop, you know, because there's still a lot of good cops out there. But the cops that are dirty, they should not be allowed to be on the streets and say that they're going to protect people when they're not going to protect people.
Groups like the Black Lives Matter movement are gaining support from many of those who share the same views on equality.
So what is the Black Lives Matter movement, and what do they stand for?
The Black Lives Matter movement is basically a movement that was started to bring attention to the systemic and institutionalized racism in America. And many people are like, Black Lives Matter, are they the only people that matter? No. There's an implicit "to" at the end, Black Lives Matter too. And it's basically saying we're here and we matter and our lives matter just as much as anyone else's.
Basically, a lot of people think it's just like black people hating on police or like black people hating on people, period. But that's not what Black Lives Matter is about. It's about being treated equally by the government and like by the cops and stuff.
We shouldn't be fearful to leave our homes anymore. We shouldn't be scared to be ourselves, to, you know, if a black man wants to walk down the street at night with his hood on, that should be fine. Just like if a white man was. I just want to stop the stereotypes.
I think that, again, it needs to be recognized that racism still is a problem in America today. And I want people to realize that we just want as much freedom and we want to live as everyone else does, as white people do here in America. We want those same rights. We want to be able to walk the streets at night and not have a fear of being shot by police officers. Mothers of black sons don't want to worry if their son is going to come home safe because of the police system in America, and not just the police, but also racist people in general in America. And I feel like I and like the whole Black Lives Matter movement, everyone who is a part of that movement, just want them to know we're here and we matter.